So hey everyone, welcome back to the special series by College Dunia, where we take interviews of all the students who have converted India's top B schools. And talking about top B schools, today we are moving towards the Mecca of marketing, as we say, towards MICA Ahmedabad. Uh, I'm hoping that I named the Mecca of marketing right. Am I right, Himanshu?
Yeah, you are totally right.
Yeah. So Himanshu will dig deep into the marketing domain of MICA later on. But before we do that, let's just talk about how was your profile before you entered MICA.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me. So before MICA, I had done my undergraduation from Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, and my major was there in marketing itself. So I was sure about MICA, as in MICA was one of my dream MBA colleges.
Right.
But after my undergraduation, I got a job offer in a company, and but the offer got revoked because it was a pandemic year.
Right.
So after that, I was preparing for UPSC, and I sort of dropped the plan of going for an MBA,
Right.
and I missed the final cutoff of my UPSC, as in the UPSC exam, by 0.5 marks. So that demotivated me, and I came back to the field. So yeah, that is pretty much my background. So yeah, that is how MICA.
Right. So Himanshu, so I hope you don't mind me asking about your CAT percentile.
Yeah, no worries. So I scored 96.4 percentile in my CAT. I gave the 2021
Right.
CAT.
So Himanshu, there's also this thing called MICAT, right? So please tell us
Yes.
about the MICAT exam. What is the basic structure and how do you tackle that exam?
Yeah. So MICAT is like CAT itself. Just the difference is that there is a section wherein we are asked to write a story. So we are given random images on our computer screen, and we have to frame a story within a very short period of time. So the idea behind that section in the exam is to see how creative one can get, because MICA, as we say, is all about creativity and the school of ideas. So the other parts are pretty much the same. We have the verbal section, then we have the quant section, DILR. So yeah, other things are same. The difficulty level is same. It's just that one more thing is added in that, which is the storytelling. So otherwise, MICAT is pretty much similar to CAT itself.
Right. So does MICA also release the percentiles in MICAT, or is it all about marks only?
No. So there is a weightage for CAT. So for appearing for to be considered as a final selection in MICA, your MICA percentile or your ZAT percentile is taken into account. Based on that, on some weightage is given to the CAT/ZAT score or GMAT, and then your MICAT score. On the basis of this, you are given a call, and then the culmination of all these things result into a final call from MICA.
Right. So Himanshu, what was your MICAT percentile?
There is no percentile in MICAT. There is a score in MICAT.
Right.
I don't remember my score now, but if I'm sitting here, I think that sums up. I scored.
That's true.
Decent.
But Himanshu, can you give us a range of, range of the percentiles that MICA accept, like for the CAT as well as the MICAT exam?
Sure. So for CAT, anything above 80 percentile is a safe score, and so there is no specific score that you can be assured of after scoring in MICAT. It is all relative. Although they don't release the percentiles, they do release the scores on your personal email ID. They inform you that it is somewhere around, like, from 80 marks you are given some sort of marks. So it is a bit difficult. The scoring is not very, you don't score like a lot from 80. But again, considering relative marks, you are called for your final GDPI.
Right. So Himanshu, first of all, 96.4 percentile is a brilliant percentile, right? So what were the colleges that you were targeting with that percentile? Of course, you must have kept your backup also. So on what basis you kept your backup? Was it ROI? Was it placements? Please tell us your criteria.
Sure. So my first choice because of marketing, but during my percentile, I was MICA being the first choice. Then I was also targeting FMS Delhi. Then this college called IIT Delhi for MBA. So basically, my reason behind going to these colleges was, since I'm from Delhi, so I was hoping that I could get into a college which is in. I also got a call from IMT code, but then percentile was not that good to convert it. But I gave the interview. So these were all the colleges. So I kept my choices very narrow because I was very keen on doing marketing from MICA itself.
Right. Okay. So, Himanshu, let's talk about why MBA and how do you justify that question in an interview. So, let's say we don't need a structured answer, but for the students who are preparing for their interview process, how someone should tackle that question.
Okay. So I think as of now, what the trend I have seen is people, do their graduation and then directly go for an MBA. So I think if you need to go for an MBA, then first of all you need to decide why MBA, as in what you would learn from it, and then how would you apply it in your life. So for me, MBA made sense because the degree called Bachelor of Management Studies, which I had in my undergrad, was pretty much similar to what I study right now, as in the MBA. So I related to those subjects. I related to marketing. I participated in case competitions in my undergrad also.
Right.
So from that, I had some idea that this is the field that I'm comfortable in, and this is the field wherein I see my future in. So here in MICA, we have specializations in marketing itself. So I studied brand in my undergrad also. So I was very sure, not I would say sure, but I was very interested in this field. So I always wanted to work in a FMCG company, good FMCG company. So that motivated me to go for an MBA, to learn more, to grasp more.
Right.
So yeah, that was my reason of going for it.
Right. So Himanshu, when did you start preparing for your CAT exam? Was it your first attempt or was it your second attempt?
Yeah, it was my first attempt.
Yeah. So when did you start preparing for the CAT exam?
So yeah, there things get a little tricky. So I never fully prepared for old years preparing for UPSC. So my preparation of CAT is a very brief preparation. So what I did was like 2-3 months before the CAT exam, I solved a lot of mock tests.
Right.
I focused on my weak areas. So after solving the mock, I need to work more on quant. And so I saw which areas of quant I am weak in. So I focused on that, and I solved few booklets from some coaching institutes. But my major preparation was giving mock tests only, analyzing them, and then seeing which area I'm weak in. So yeah, that was my CAT preparation.
Right.
So 2 months, you can say 3 months I prepared for CAT.
Right. So Himanshu, while introducing you, I mentioned MICA to be the Mecca of marketing, arguably the Mecca of marketing, right? So MICA is specifically known for its advertising and branding roles, if I'm not wrong. So I really want to know how true it is and what kind of companies you can expect in MICA.
Yeah, as you said, MICA is known for marketing. It is known for marketing because as compared to other MBA colleges, we don't have an option of choosing specialization in terms of finance, HR, or operations maybe. We only have marketing. We study marketing from the very first year. In the second year, if we choose specialization, it is in marketing itself. It is maybe if you want to go into brand advertising, or you want to go into business analytics, or it is media, or it is digital marketing. So talking about the companies that we have in MICA, so I am also from the placement committee. I worked in the placement committee, so I have seen placements from very near. So all type of marketing companies, big names, you say it, we have it. HUL, ITC, then your business at Nielsen, we have Nielsen coming in for the placements. Then Metrics Lab we have. Talking about the media companies, Times of India, then Sony Music, Disney Hotstar, and if you go into the digital marketing, so basically all sorts of companies we have which are focused on marketing, which need people on their brand management roles, or account manager, and digital marketing specialist, and business. We also have consulting companies coming in from in our college. This year we saw Accenture coming in. Right. So I think though MICA is known for marketing, but then if you go deep into it, then all sorts of marketing which we can club into do come to MICA and offer a good package. Right. So Himanshu, there's this notion among the students that if you want to do marketing, you have to do sales for some time. But when you enter a premium institute like MICA, that so
whether that saying is justified or not. Like for example, I want to enter the marketing research domain or the advertising or marketing. So how true is it that you have to do sales first and then you can jump to higher, let's say higher up in the hierarchy? So when I have entered MICA, what my expectations should be from the institute basically?
I think first of all, it is totally false to assume that you should be knowing some bit of sales before entering into a B school or in MICA, which is heavily focused on marketing. Because we have people who are from the core engineering background, and then they come to MICA.
Right.
They are not aware of marketing itself, or sales is then a very far-fetched dream for them.
Right.
So if you are coming to MICA, then come with a very free mind. Don't feel that you don't know anything.
Right.
Marketing is all about learning, as any other subject is. So, and sales is very different from marketing. So
Right.
you can do sales after MICA also. You can do sales prior MICA also. It does not require you for a proper as in you should be having a marketing degree or not. So if you are coming to MICA, what you should expect? I think if you want a career in brand management, definitely MICA is a place. If you want to, if you see yourself working, in an ad agency, maybe in a good ad agency, then yes, MICA is a place for you. If you see yourself, going for business analytics, if you have that market research sort of orientation in you, then also MICA is a place for you. So any sort of marketing that you can imagine and any sort of marketing career that you aspire to have, I think MICA would be a good option for that.
Right. So Himanshu, what is the current batch strength of MICA?
So in my batch, currently there are 205 students.
Okay.
PG. So we have our flagship course is called pgdm-c, Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications. And the other is PGDM, Postgraduate Diploma in Management, which is pretty much same in all the colleges. There are around 160 students in PGDM-c and around 40-45 students in PGDM. So both the courses are same, just the name of there's one course in the first year which is called My Impact, wherein we are given a project to work with a corporate and to solve their problem. So that is optional for PGDM-c students, but it is a compulsory subject for PGDM students. That is where it differentiates. Otherwise, in the second year, there is no such difference between both the two courses. It's the same.
Right. So Himanshu, as I said that MICA is specifically known for advertising and branding, right? But there might be dilemmas in students, right? That whether, like, see, if I want to be in an advertising company, right? So there would be a dilemma that whether am I creative or not, and there will be times that students may not be very much creative in their process, in their approach, right? So is it the right place for them or not? Will creativity be embedded in students or not?
I think creativity is something which you can't, really figure out if you're creative or not. I think everyone is creative in their manner. But if you are fascinated by brands, if you have, the acumen of learning something which, as we marketers say, if you're fascinated by, how do I say it? I don't have a word for it,
Right.
but so marketing is not about creativity. Creativity is something that everyone has. It's more of how interested are you in this field. So if you have to make a choice for coming to MICA or for marketing, then I think you should go through the course outline once. Are you comfortable with subjects like sales and distribution management? Are you interested in topics like brand management? Are you fascinated by subjects called media? So if you think that this is where you will be more comfortable as your MBA, and if you're very feeling that after 2 years, I see myself and I see my career in marketing only, then I think MICA is a good option for you. But if before MBA you still want to figure out if you are a finance guy or if you are a HR guy, then MICA should not be your first option, because MICA does not provide the other specializations.
Right. So Himanshu, since you are in the placement committee, I think you would be very apt in answering this question. That is, what is the gender diversity and what is the basically bachelor's diversity in students, like how many engineers are there and how many female students are there, something like that.
So MICA is very rich in terms of gender diversity.
Right.
Our female to male ratio is highly skewed to females. Not highly,
Right.
but yeah, slightly. It's, I would say, out of 205 students, there are around 105 girls and 100 students.
Right.
Approximately a 50-50 ratio, wherein girls have an edge over it. Then around 35% are engineers,
Right.
and then the rest are from other backgrounds. But majority, 35%, we can say engineers, and then people are from arts background, and people are also from commerce background. Then law is also a stream wherein people have done their undergraduate from. So
Right.
I think in terms of education background, MICA is again a very diverse institute.
Right. So Himanshu, now let's just come back to our CAT preparation, right? So what is that one most important thing that helped Himanshu to crack the CAT exam with 96.4 percentile?
Yeah. So I think anyone who asks me this question, first of all, I say them I never prepared for CAT, but you should prepare for CAT. So what the approach you should follow is you should first try to give a mock exam of any exam that you're preparing. So what I did in my CAT preparation was I gave a mock test without any preparation. I just analyzed what are my weak areas and what are my strong areas. I started working more on my strong areas, which were verbal and DIL.
Right.
And my weak area was quant, as in I was not scoring more on quant. So I saw what are the areas in quant that I am strong in, what are the weak areas that I'm weak in. So then I started doing the workbook from different coaching institutes. Not different, but I subscribed to one coaching material, and I solved their question bank, and that pretty much helped me. But since I only prepared for CAT for 2-3 months, so I made sure that I was doing at least one mock test every week, and during the last 1 month I was doing at least 2-3 mock tests every week, and then analyzing it is very important. So I think this was my CAT preparation.
Yeah. So brilliant, Himanshu. So let's talk about the group discussions and PI process, right? So did you prepare any for any group discussions or VAT or extemper?
Yeah. So I got a few calls from some other B schools. I appeared in the GD. Sorry, there was no GD, but there was a PI in IM Kozhikode. I gave the PI for that. Then I think I did not mention it, but I also cleared TIS net. So I got final selection in TIS, but I did not go for it because my inclination was towards marketing. So I gave an extemper and an interview there.
Right.
And I also gave interview in IM Rohtak. I also, as far as I remember, these were my interviews. I did not appear for much pieces, because I was very keen.
Yeah. So you appeared for an extemper, right? So can you recall the topic of the extemper?
Yeah, I remember my extemper topic. It was about should India be going forward to bullet trains or not? Is the idea feasible or not? So that was the plan. That was my.
There might be certain scenarios where a particular student may not be very well aware of the extemper topic, right? So how should that student tackle that during his extemper? Because in an extemper you're just given, let's say, 30 seconds and you have to say for 2 minutes, right, in a typical extemper round. So how someone should recollect his thoughts and gather that confidence to actually say for 2 minutes?
So I think that is a very common problem that any aspirant, my MBA aspirant could face. So what I did during my these processes was I used to break down my topic into parts. So let's suppose I give my example only. So if my topic is how is the idea of bullet trains feasible for India or not? So just try to imagine why they are asking this question. If they're talking about India, then try to link it with economy as well, because infrastructure is directly linked to economy, as in it will lead to the boost in economy. So if you have any sort of idea, you must be reading something about the current affairs that are going on, so you can relate to it. So and then again, so the main and the basic idea behind this is don't be scared of any topic that is coming in your way. Try to link your topic with the knowledge that you have. But whatever you are delivering to the panelist, you should be very confident about it. Don't be scared of it, because they just want to know your thought process behind it,
Right.
how you are thinking and how you are making the thoughts behind it. It is not about the right set of knowledge at that time. It is more about how you can make the most out of it, and how you can structure your thought process. So I think that is the way you can tackle
Perfect.
extempore round.
So Himanshu, let's just wind up our interview and let's talk about the personal interview round. So how was your experience? How many questions were asked? How many panelists were there? What type of questions were asked? Please tell us everything.
So my MICA interview, I'm very lucky that my MICA interview was very chill, I would say, because that is how MICA interviews are defined.
Right.
So during my interview, my questions revolved from my background first, what I have done in the past, and then so they also asked me about my hobbies.
Right.
So I told them that I like writing poems, so I recited some of my poems to them.
Right.
Then they asked me, do you want to join MICA? Then I told them the reason, that I am inclined towards brand management and other things that I have had in my mind at that point of time. They also asked me, if they gave me some scenarios, as in if you're a marketer, or this is the situation in front of you, how would you deal it? And so yeah, it was more of a conversational interview. So I think during the MICA interview, or in any sort of MBA interview, I think you should know how to drive your interview. So
Right.
you should be coming forward with the points that you are comfortable in, and the interviewers will be asking you questions from that topic. So that was my interview experience. So I think I never touched those topics which I am not very comfortable with, or I never included those things. I did not, how should I say, I did not include any sort of jargons in my interview.
Right.
Considering I had a marketing background, I did not include that, because that could backfire. So
Right.
you should make the strategy prior to your interview, that you should list down what all you are comfortable in, and then you should try to include those words more during your interview process. I think that could help any aspirant who is aspiring to get into MICA.
Right. So Himanshu, before we wind up, we are introducing for the very first time the second round of our interview, which is basically rate your campus. So I'll ask you 10 questions in the rapid fire round, and you'll have to rate it based on your observations till now. Okay. So Himanshu, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Yeah. Himanshu, rate your campus based on your campus life out of 10.
I would say 10.
Okay. Rate your campus on your placements.
I would say 9.
Okay. Rate your campus on peer-to-peer learning.
Again 10.
Rate your campus based on your alumni network.
Again, if I could give the number, it would be 11.
Right. Rate your campus hostel based on your mess food.
I would say 8.
Okay. Rate your campus based on your hostel life.
Again, 11.
Right. Rate your campus on the class
That is
discussion. Right. Rate your campus on the class discussion experience.
9.
Right. Rate your campus on a group assignment experience.
I would say 9. Group assignments.
And rate your campus based on the co-curricular opportunities.
9.
And rate your campus on the extracurricular opportunities.
10.
Right. So Himanshu, thank you so much for doing this. And before we finally, before I turn off my recording, I would like you to have just final words for our CAT aspirants who are preparing for the CAT as well as the GDPI rounds.
Yeah. So I just want to say that you have made you have come this far. So that is also achievement. So a big round of applause for all the aspirants who are aspiring to get into good B schools. I am sure that you will get into it. Just a piece of advice, that don't be scared. Don't lose hope if you are not performing well in your mocks. It is very unpredictable. At the very last moment, you can turn the game. Just be very confident, and just be very focused. As in, why do you want to do MBA? This question should revolve in your mind every time you aim your top B school. Either it is IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. It should be your decision, and you should be very firm on it. And I mean, don't take too much stress. It's all about your hard work and your smart work both.
Right.
So I think you will do wonders in your life, whatever you do. So I think, yeah, all the very best, and yeah.
Thank you. Perfect, Himanshu. So thank you so much for doing this. And to all of viewers, we hope we were able to add some value to your CAT preparation, and we were able to enlighten you with the new institutes. For now, it was MICA Ahmedabad. And to Himanshu, thank you so much for doing this. I know how hectic the schedule of an MBA can be. And to all our students, if you find this video knowledgeable, please subscribe to the channel College of the MBA. Like this video, share with your friends, and enlighten your friends. And Himanshu, thank you again.
Thank you so much.